Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Hope, and she's so amazing. I met her on TikTok, and we have a mutual friend. It's Aaron. It's cool, Aaron, and thank you so much for bringing us together. Welcome to the show, Hope.
Thank you. I am happy to be here. I am so elated that Aaron brought us together,
Wow.
especially to be on the podcast.
Yes, you are on a podcast in the Inspired podcast, and I'm already inspired by you because you told me you had a TEDx talk, I think, in
Yeah.
Karlsruhe, which is a German city. Can you tell us more about this and about you, please?
Yes, I will start with me. My name is really Hope. I often receive that question. Is your name Hope? I have a sister named Faith, who's my oldest sister, and I have a sister named Charity. So it was a theme. And I share that because my parents were purposeful about what they wanted in the world: hope, faith, charity. I have been speaking to inspire and to spread the word of hope for the past 3 years, and I believe it's always been in me. And because of that, I did give a TEDx talk in October of 2023 in Karlsruhe. A friend of mine is at the university and put on the event, and he called me and he said, Hope, you were the first person I thought of. Can you be here? And I said, of course. So, yes, I did that in Karlsruhe, and I have been traveling the world for years. I was a flight attendant for 15 years, so I've been everywhere. And I am inspired because this is my legacy career. My flying was like seeing the world and growing and learning cultures. And I had an emergency landing where the left engine of the plane failed and a light bulb went off. And it enabled me to ask myself, is there more? Is there more I can put into this world? Is there an area where I can inspire? Or is this it? Is this just my life to fly around and eat pizza in Milan and go to Oktoberfest in Munich and do these things? Or do I choose to challenge myself for more? And I chose to challenge myself and inspire. And I am so grateful that I took the challenge.
Oh, thank you so much. It is inspiring talking to you and as well your TikToks. Please check out Hope. We will put the links in the show notes. And my first question is, what inspires you?
I love this question. It changes in the moment. I believe it's not one standing response. Some days it's to inspire myself. Other days it's to inspire a change. Other days it's just to be inspiration. And I believe that we're all inspiration to each other in different ways. You're inspiring me by saying, hey, come on my podcast. I would love for you to be on my podcast. And it inspired me to say, wow, look at that. That's a dream that's being realized. And I'm a part of it. So I like to challenge myself. And I say this after my meditation. What is my inspiration for the day? How can I be led in this day? And how can I be of more service in this moment?
Oh, I love that so much what you said. And it comes to me by intuition, asking people to be on this podcast. And you can bet that it takes courage for me to ask people because it's exciting. It's a journey.
Yeah.
And you know what you were doing as a flight attendant, I'm doing through my podcast.
Yeah.
First, I travel the world and then I visit all the people I had in my podcast. That's the plan. I don't know if this is working out, but we have
Yeah.
always to make plans. even
Yeah.
though it's never going according to plans. And now my next question is, who inspires you and who was the best coach or mentor you ever had?
Thank you, Caroline. And here's the thing. When these questions are asked, I feel it limiting because there's more than one person. Immediately, who comes to my mind is my father. My father, I am enamored by my father. He taught me how to speak. He taught me how to walk with confidence and how to own my words and how to choose my words purposely. Because I believe our words are building our world. So I don't just say anything because that is what I'm going to build or bring into my reality. And my father traveled and brought us along. I have 4 sisters and gave me the sense that I am able to occupy any space. There's never a place I go where I say, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I shouldn't be here. I deserve to see whatever's in this universe. And I share that because my father passed away in December. And because of that, I have found a strength to still show up, to inspire, because there were spaces where I said, how am I supposed to inspire others? I could barely pull myself out of bed. And it's that inspiration of keep going. Maybe take a day off, maybe sleep today, and take it one step at a time. So in this moment, I will say my father.
Oh, I love that so much, and I can relate to that. I lost my father as well 15 years ago, and yeah, of course, we think of our loved ones, and why are we doing this? Because of them, and because they are watching us, right? They are watching our path. This is so amazing what you said. My next question is, how do you inspire other people? And I already had examples in our conversation about that. But how are you doing it practically or yeah?
Yeah. And thank you. I love these questions because I often am asking these questions to others. I love this. How I inspire others is first showing up. Because you can have the intention to inspire, but if you don't show up, if you don't write the book, if you don't start the podcast, if you don't make the content, it is never actually fulfilled. I inspire through my words. I believe this is a gift and it's a skill. And I consistently push myself daily to give messages and maybe funny antidotes to just inspire, to motivate, to bring together, or to cause a perspective change. And that's often through my stories of life. I love sharing. I'm transparent through the lessons, not failures. I call what we would call failures lessons. And that can be inspirational to say, this is what I did. This is how I learned. I hope this is helpful. So, through my words, through sharing my story, and looking good doing it, of course, Caroline.
Yes, of course. And I see it. And you said earlier, your words create your world, something like that.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
also, I would ask, my next question would be, what are your gifts and talents? But you already answered it. So I have a new question. Okay.
Okay.
You talked about stories.
Mhm.
And I see how inspiring this is when you share your stories. But I also see other people and I don't find them inspiring. When you have this seed, there is a seed and you can feel they are still in the trauma or in the victim
Yes.
mode or whatever. What would you say is the, can one say recipe? I don't know.
Yeah.
To to share in a way that that this is not uh, contain, it's not in the this attitude. What
I
is it?
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Mhm, mhm.
One part listening, because when I state listening, often what I've learned is listening to myself. Sometimes the first thought is to go listen to something, listen to music, listen to a podcast, listen. But the first podcast is you. The first thing that you can learn from is you, and being quiet and still in those moments, and seeing what comes up. Um, and time has to do with that, because I have found that we learn in time, and timing is something that we don't get. We gauge it, but it's out of our control. So to say, oh, I should be feeling this, it's been a month, it's been 6 months, you
Mm.
everyone's timing is different. Everyone's story, journey, way there is different. And to take that pressure off, to say it's ready when I'm ready. So listening to yourself, your own timing, and being aware of shift, meaning that shift where, oh, okay, I'm ready to speak, or I'm ready to be back into a space where I can be around people, or I just feel ready to start, I feel ready to write. To really do that takes that patience to look within. So for me, the recipe is one part time, one part listening, and one part feeling that shift and when to go.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I learned so much, and I would call it as well inspired action, because we should only
Yes.
take action when we are inspired, right? Otherwise,
Yes.
it goes wrong, or you don't use the word wrong or failure. You say you learn a lesson. You learn
Yes.
in
Yeah.
that
I
moment.
prefer the lesson. I
Mhm.
prefer the lesson. Failure is a bit too
Yeah,
harsh.
it is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's but it's the opposite of success. Or what would you say? What would you,
Ah.
as a word, success, failure? What would you say?
See, I don't see anything as a failure. And I do that purposely because there's something that can be learned in everything.
Yeah.
And the lesson is the success. So if I say, ah, I failed at this test, well, maybe I just learned to study differently. Or maybe I learned that I need more time to prepare. Or maybe I learned that I don't care to take a test and I don't care if I'm successful. There's some lesson in that. And
Mhm.
that's valuable, because that's kindness to yourself to constantly say, I didn't I didn't win. I was unsuccessful. No, there's something. There's something we took out of it. I believe the ultimate success is being able to forgive yourself,
Mhm.
because that can be a lifelong journey to say, hey, I didn't know. And to say I was dumb or stupid or unprepared. I just didn't know. But how difficult it is, and how much we carry and say, I should have known. I should have made a better decision. So that ability to constantly forgive yourself. And if you can forgive yourself, you can forgive others.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I learned something again. I have to
Yeah.
re-listen to our episode already, because there are so many nuggets in it. And of course, I have another two questions. The next
Okay.
question is, do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of the goals for 2024?
Yes. See how that is. I'm constantly, yes, every day I set intentions for myself. I
Mhm.
am protected with my morning routine. There's no phones, there's no electronics. I get up, I journal, I free write and almost write my perfect day. I cannot wait to have the most spectacular podcast with Caroline today and exchange antidotes and smile and laugh. And this will open doors for both of us. And I'm so excited. And I will put on my favorite makeup. I will write that out. I then go in and write I am statements. I am love. I am freedom. I am safe. I am secure. I am healthy. I am flexible. And then I go into gratitude. I am grateful for this day. I'm grateful for Caroline. I'm grateful for my voice. And I go into a 20-minute meditation. And then I set my intentions for the day. I let the meditation kind of speak to me. So it has been the intention of having more fun because I believe when you have more fun, things just come into alignment. Life just feels full and rich. The intention to be present is something that I'm constantly speaking into my existence, as well as my intention to be of more service. And that can change. Be of more service in the grocery store. Can I hold the door? Can I be more patient with myself while driving? Can I love more? All of those intentions I do set daily. And then I check in at the end of the day and say, how did this show up? Yeah, goals. I do set goals. However, I set goals with the intention of the development of myself. So yes, I set the goal to accomplish it, but I love seeing how I develop and what I learn or what I have to release. And I don't often talk about them because I believe when you say it, it kind of loses its shine.
Yes.
It kind of loses its shine. So yes, but I'm not going to tell you, Caroline, at the end of the year, I will reveal and you will see the present that I have birthed from that goal.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And we have many people, for example, they say what they want to publish or something, whatever. And there are other goals, for example, climbing the Mount Everest or whatever it may be, traveling. And these are goals you can imagine something, but there are also like immaterial goals also we can get. And I understand. And this question is also a little bit provocative when I ask, because not everyone set goals and they say, oh, I only set intentions. And goal is like, it's like, yeah, we can talk about the masculine and the striving and then money goals, etc., etc. But now our podcast has reached its end nearly. I have one last question for you, and it is when people reach out to you after listening to this episode, do you have special offers or services for the Inspired podcast community?
Yes. And I initially thank you and I'm grateful because any opportunity is an opportunity to connect, to be of service to a human being, to show love. And I lead with that because to lead with gratitude and to lead with love expands that radius. So thank you, and I'm grateful to you. The easiest way to connect with me, I'm always active on TikTok. So you can find me at Hope is Speaking on TikTok. You can find me Hope is Speaking on YouTube. And you can also go to www.hopeisspeaking.com. And I do have a free ebook for confidence because as a speaker, I speak about confidence because when we're confident, we show up, we stand taller, we believe in ourselves, we don't second guess ourselves. So when you go to any of these links, you can go directly and I will say Go to my TikTok, go to my link in bio. It's right there at the top, and it's called Confidence Booster. And I believe it's complimentary, and it's a free ebook just to help when you need that extra spark to show up.
Yes, wow, this is amazing and so generous. Thank you so much. Please reach out to Hope. She's amazing. Follow her on TikTok, on Insta, visit her website. What was it? YouTube, of
Uh,
course.
yes,
Important.
Hope is Speaking. It's Hope is Speaking on YouTube, hopeisspeaking.com, Hope is Speaking TikTok.
I love it. I love that you speak and that you said yes to our episode. And this
Yes,
was our little interview. Thank you for being here, and being present, and being very, very inspiring.
with pleasure. Thank you, and I will see you again soon.
Thank you. I see you in the next episode.